The talented trio that gave us Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz has reunited. Actors Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are in the studio this morning with director Edgar Wright to tell us about The World's End, their upcoming film that features plenty of laughter, love, action, storytelling, and drinking. Lots of drinking. The World's End opens in theaters everywhere on Friday, August 23rd. Simon was last here in May when we were talking about Star Trek Into Darkness.
I was, yeah. It doesn't seem like only yesterday that Alice Eve stole the Beanie Baby right out from under your nose.
That's right.
My daughter's recovering nicely. Thanks.
That's okay.
Oh, poor thing.
Welcome back, Simon, Nick, and Edgar. Welcome to Seattle.
Hello, Seattle.
Hello.
Do you guys like Seattle? Have you been here much?
I've been here a couple of times. It's very nice. It's dear to me. I'm a big Hendrix fan, and I'm a Pearl Jam fan. So,
wow,
I come back to the source when I come here.
So it's a musical mecca.
Yeah.
Oh.
We did Eddie Vedder impressions a lot last time we were here.
That's right. Eddie is amazing, and I don't know if you heard, McCartney played Friday, and Dave Grohl got on stage with him.
Of course he did.
He was in Nirvana.
He sold out the stadium, right?
Sold out Safeco Field. It was great.
That was good.
So I don't know if you guys know, but there's a royal baby in labor right now.
So they keep telling us.
It's in the pipe.
You guys seem more concerned with it than we do.
I was gonna ask because on our cable news televisions, and I mean, it's as if people here wish they actually had royalty that wasn't like Hollywood royalty or something.
The grass is always greener.
You
do you know
used
what
to
I mean?
have it, and you blew it.
We used to, and we blew it. That's right.
You're onto a good thing. It would have been your baby now too.
We should have just drank the tea and shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. All right. So 5 guys go on a pub crawl, and they don't finish it. Right. That's the premise of The World's End. And The World's End is later, 20 years later, they get back together, and is it a buddy guy rebonding thing?
It's a guy who has never really moved on from that period in his life, 1990, and he tries to gather his friends back together to sort of redo this pub crawl, to go back to where they grew up, to try and do it again. Much to their chagrin, then nobody really wants to do it. You know, Gary's still wearing the same clothes he did in 1990. He's a wraith from the past, but he manages somehow to manipulate them all into going back. So they travel back to their hometown, begin this pub crawl, but midway through discover that all is not as it seems in their old town. And I'm talking galactically speaking.
Oh.
Yes. And it all goes it all goes what we call in the UK tits up.
Yeah. Referring specifically to the udders of female
cow, right.
Exactly.
bovines.
A deboned cow.
It goes completely udders up.
Udders up, and of course then it becomes a challenge to get through the thing, because if I understand correctly, you didn't finish it last time, and you want to finish it this time.
Yeah, despite the presence of what appears to be alien robots, they decide to continue the crawl to the very end. The film never stops being about the pub crawl. They decide that finishing the pub crawl is still the best thing to do.
The final bar is called The World's End. So the premise of the movie on both different meanings is they have to get to the world's end.
Is that the greatest name for a bar, or what?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Me and Simon used to live in North London. There's several in North London, but there was one particular one that was called the World's End, and it was near a cinema that we used to go to. So it always used to strike me as a funny thing to say, "Hey, I'll see you at the World's End. I'll meet you at the World's End."
I mean, it's almost like you're never going to get together ever again.
Yeah.
And it's like code word, like a boat that's called The Office.
Yes.
Where were you? I was at The Office. All right. So Simon and Nick, you guys have a lot of fun together. You've done amazing things together. Would you say you are really focused and workmanlike on the job, or that you're constantly cutting up and difficult to work with?
No, totally focused.
Yeah, I think we're
totally
pretty
focused,
well,
and just
yeah.
it's just job.
It is a
script.
Job.
Every line, every word.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Just because your job's fun doesn't mean it's not a job.
That's
Now
right.
let's ask Edgar if he gets the same answer.
How do you keep them in line?
Well,
can't.
I refer you to our previous answer.
We wear. They make us wear collars that shock us if we mess up.
We do have fun, but it's the films that we've made are all really ambitious, so we kind of have to rip through so much stuff a day But I think, one of the reasons that we can do that is that the cast all get on because, beyond Simon and Nick, there's other great actors in it like Martin Freeman and
The Hobbit.
the Hobbit.
The Hobbit.
Well, let me ask about Martin. Is it you actually found him for Peter Jackson, right? You convinced Peter Jackson to use him as the Hobbit?
Yes and no. It was actually when Guillermo del Toro was still. I didn't find him, but he was one of the favorites when both Guillermo del Toro and Peter Jackson were doing it, and they mentioned that he was on the shortlist. And I was like, you have to use
him because he was unbelievable.
Yeah.